Life is a journey made up of experiences, some good, some bad, some happy, some sad. We may all be different, but we are connected through the fact that no matter who we are, our stories all have hills and valleys. And so tonight, we dedicate this very special episode to celebrating life and answering questions that may help to prolong yours. Welcome to Simsoul Sessions. So hi everybody and welcome to Simsoul Sessions. Tonight in our non-judgmental, safe space, we are talking to a COVID survivor whose perspective on life has changed somewhat. He still has some questions, he's looking for answers, and I realize many people are in this position. So tonight's show is a great opportunity to have discourse and dialogue about a very touchy subject. We really are inviting you to join in our conversation tonight by using the hashtag SimSoulSessions. So before we talk to tonight's guest, we check in with one of our guests from last season, Giovanni Dennis, who won his battle, thank God, with COVID. We want to see how he's been doing since he was last here. Hello, Gio.
Hi, Simone. How are you?
I am very well. How are you, friend?
I am happy to be alive and I'm giving thanks and I'm grateful to be here and to be able to have this conversation with you. That is indeed a blessing in
Oh,
and of
God.
itself.
It is nice to catch up. I remember when you were here, Gio, you said that you wanted to do this program because of the stigma surrounding folks who spoke out about the fact that they have COVID. How do you feel now having done that? And what was the kind of feedback you got after doing the show?
I think it was the right decision that I made at the time, and I'm happy I did it. The feedback was overwhelmingly positive. Many people reached out, people at work, friends, family, all over. And people really appreciated the fact that, we were speaking so frankly and so honestly. And it's always amazing to see people just respond to people just being honest.
So tell me a little bit about this, this second chance that you're living through. That was your key takeaway, that you have received a second chance and you're going to make the most of it. Having been through what you went through and made it out on the other side, Gio, what does this second chance look like for you? What has it looked like for you? What has every day been since?
Well, I certainly can't tell you how every day has been since, because we'll spend the entire afternoon and probably tomorrow as well speaking about it. But it has been, I mean, it literally is a lot of the same as it was before. It's just a perspective that has changed. So I try to say yes to any moment that will enhance and add any sort of joy to my life. I don't try to put a pause on life, because the truth is, at any given moment, me cannot there, like anybody else and like many people who are not here right now. There's so many things happening. We're seeing people dying every day, and it's getting worse now. Even since my time in February, there has been a third wave. There's now a third wave affecting the country, and we are seeing how dangerous that is. That's something that we're having to battle. So it's just gratitude. I take every day like it's my last day. Anything can happen on that day, and I live with an attitude of gratitude. I am thankful. I put myself all in. If I'm spending time with my children, I did it with them fully. I try to mute my phone. I try to not it sometime. And people may find it surprising, as much as I'm a journalist and I have to follow the news. When I'm away from work, sometimes I try to plug out. I don't really want to know what I'm going, because it really is a lot to deal with, and that is something that I have decided to do actively now. Just plug out sometimes, and family time is just family time. You have to rest and unwind. In fact, my boss was saying it to me just since week that, Gio, when you go home this weekend, and do no work, just take a break from the work, because I do put myself fully into my work. That's the other thing I do. And I've always been like that, and I'm still like that. If I'm doing something, no matter how simple a story it may be, if it's even a press conference, I'm going to ask a question, I prepare properly fit for ask a well-informed question. If I'm writing a story, no matter how small, I'm preparing it as though it's a documentary I'm doing. Whatever it is I'm doing, I put my all in it. And I think that's the way I want to live, because I do enjoy it. It does feel just liberating and good to just do your best at what you're doing, and see the results from time to time.
When you look in social and you look at the discourse now and how divisive it has become, as somebody who's been there, who's lived through it, what do you want to say to folks about where we are on these issues and how we're behaving with each other on these issues that are really life and death issues?
It is. It really is unfortunate, and quite frankly, it is sad. And when I said that I plug out sometimes, Simone, I really do. So I do see it, and a lot of it is toxic. And so I really just log out. I mean, I don't participate in it. I'm not there. I really only, for instance, on Twitter, I only tweet or something if somebody tweets me and I'm responding or reacting to somebody saying something to me. Other than that, I try not to engage too much, nor do I participate in some of the discussions, because really, it really is toxic and unfortunate. And my own advice to people would be just be mindful, weigh the pros and the cons. What's the worst that can happen, and what is happening right now with persons taking the vaccine? Negligible, the sort of side effects that people are speaking about. But what I can say and what I have experienced is that COVID is real, and people are dying from this left, right, and center. And if I can do anything to sort of protect myself in the first instance from being severely impacted by some of these even more deadly variants that are coming out now,
and those
I'm going
around
to
you,
advise people around me to do it as well, and anybody else to do it. Other than that, though, me not force somebody to do nothing. Me not engage in an argument with nobody online. It's your choice. And that's that. What I am doing, though, I make sure I protect myself, protect my friends and family. And I'm also now deciding to be more selective about the people I go around. If I really if I behave a particular way as well, I really want there when I put me at risk or anybody for me at risk either.
You're gonna take us into another show, and we have to break because my guest tonight lived through COVID and is also weighing the pros and cons of this. And we promised to tonight talk to each other and engage in useful discourse and consult a resource, because a lot of people have questions. They're on the fence because they have questions, and we're going to try and provide some answers tonight. So thank you very much for checking in and for sharing with us. We're glad you're healthy and strong and back to form. Thanks, Gio.
Thank you so much, Simone, and all the best for the new season.
Thank you very much. When we come back, everybody, we're going to introduce you to our guest for tonight, Cordel Skatta Burrell, who has spoken about his own experience with COVID. He's going to tell us about it and how his life and perspective of life has changed. He has some questions, too, about vaccination, about being vaccinated. And so we're going to have a doctor later on to answer some of those questions for him and hopefully for you. We'll be right back. Different kind of SimSoul sessions tonight, but for the greater good. We'll be right back. Okay, so welcome back, everybody. Tonight I am talking to Cordel Skatta Burrell. Recently had a serious fight with COVID, really still recovering. I spoke to him, and I'm glad he accepted our invitation to come here. Didn't even hitch, to be honest. And he and I had a very frank discussion, because I told you what my situation was, sir. I told you I'd lost my mother, and we talked through it, and we spoke about vaccine views and so on. And you said, I just have questions. And I said, let's use it as an opportunity to get some answers.
Definitely.
So thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure.
How do you feel? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling light, first thing, because I had a little more weight, probably like 25 pounds more. So that's a good thing.
You lost 25 pounds?
I lost 25 pounds because I did not eat. And I'm not drinking or smoking, so I do feel like myself.
We're going to talk about that, because you said something to me that blew my mind. But when we get there, I want to talk about your views before COVID. You didn't really think it was that big a deal, did you?
Well, My eating lifestyle in terms of food and meal on a daily basis, I think I eat pretty well. I think I practice a healthy lifestyle. I do exercise as much as I can. So I did not think COVID would affect me if I caught it. I hear they say people with underlying sickness and so forth, but I still wasn't taking it serious. So I thought, oh, I may get it and I don't show any signs. That's what I thought, because none of us are immune to anything. But I did not think it would affect me in no way, shape, or form. So I wasn't taking it seriously, no. I wasn't masking up as much as I should, and I was still going about my business. I was traveling very frequently. I traveled probably 12 times in 2020 alone, you know, back and forth and so forth. And I tried my best to adhere to the rules, but I've broken a lot. And I guess it's just my rude awakening when it finally caught up with me.
And it was rude, Skatta.
Yes.
You did rude
Yes.
bad.
So for instance, today is Tuesday. I got up feeling okay. By 2 o'clock Tuesday, I felt very tired, you know. And then by the evening, I went home. I thought I was tired, so I went home and I slept. When I woke up the morning and I went to breakfast to have breakfast with my business partner, Joe, I said, I don't feel like eating. So I drank some mint tea. And when I went to work, I said, this is not normal. So I said, I need to go home.
What were you feeling at that time,
I was
Skatta?
feeling very hot. And even though I was feeling hot, I was feeling chilly at the same time. So I went out in the sun, hold up my head, they said vitamin D is good for you when you're feeling a certain way. And it never feel good at all. So I went home. And I went home and I tell my lady to say I needed to wake me up at 12 so I can go back to work. I didn't get to sleep, right? But when I did come around to 12 o'clock, I said, I can't go nowhere. She said, it seems like you have COVID, you know. And I kind of laughed it off a little. But just to be on the safe side, I said, okay, I'm going to stay in.
And you laughed it off because you thought,
No
way.
It's just, nah. But when I woke up the morning, it just wasn't going away. Normally when you feel groggy, you eat and you sleep or you take a shower and you feel better. You get a good night's sleep, you feel better. But this one, it kind of hover over your way and it feels a little bit different. And when the doctor came, because he came to my house and he gave me the check, he did the check, and in space of 30 seconds, he said, yes, you have a very strong positive right here. And he showed me he says, this is a very strong positive. And he says, you're gonna have to go through like probably 14 days to get in the clear. And within the first 8 to 10 days, if you survive it on a certain level, you can know you'll be fine. And I said, wow.
So let me ask you now, as somebody who's been saying, boy, this is just a flu.
Yeah.
This is not, to hear the words, this is a strong positive.
Yeah. When he said that, it's like I was really taken aback because I've never had any serious medical conditions before. And a doctor is in my house saying it in front of my woman and her sister, and my woman was giving me eye away, you're going to catch COVID. You know,
She begs for you.
Yeah.
Because she'd probably been saying, Skatta, put on your mask.
Oh, man.
Skatta, don't.
I'm telling you, you know, I get the warnings and I still didn't listen. So
that was a reality check.
yeah, man, and when he said strong positive, I knew that, oh, this is serious. So I called up my coworkers, I sent a message in the group and said, listen, I'm COVID. I sent the results to them and said, please, get yourself checked out. And some people were laughing and stuff because they know me as someone who denied it. You know, one person in particular said, no, I need more evidence. And I videoed the doctor in the house and I showed them and said, this is serious. And I said, okay, wow. So a few of them got tested and so forth, you know, and I just started calling around, getting my bush them together. Doctor give me one long list of stuff to get. I call my bearer and him go get everything from me at the pharmacy. And my woman lined them out on the desk next to the bed and said, okay, this is you now for the next few days. And I'm telling you, I've never swallowed so many pills in my life.
Interesting.
Never.
So when you look back now, right?
Yes.
Because we're going to go through the journey of what
Yes.
you were feeling.
Yes.
When you look back in that moment when the doctor told you,
Yes.
get in your bush and so on, knowing
Yes.
what you know now,
Yeah.
did you have any idea what you were in for?
No, never. I never thought that it would have hit me that hard. That's the first thing. And this is the reason why I accept your proposal to come. Because a lot of people are thinking the same thing. They think they're untouchable. We are Jamaicans, we are man. We are Jamaican man. We eat a yam and banana, we dumpling, we're strong. You know what I say? It's a virus for the rest of the world. It can't affect Jamaica, sun and the sea and all of that stuff. We think we're immune to it, but I tell you.
But here's what's funny about that. So you went on on Instagram Live to say just this.
Yeah.
Like, guys, don't take it for a joke.
Oh,
It's a
man.
real thing. It's a,
And the,
and
the,
them-
and the repercussions that came back to me, I remember one in particularly, because there's a lot of people who are naysayers and so forth. Fine, you have a right to be doubtful. But when someone threatens you of working with the system and say when them see you, them are going to give you a gunshot and style you with whole heap of their, and it's a Rasta too, you know, a serious Rasta, you know, and him style me wicked and say what, how much gunshot me I going to get and whatever, cause Babylon sell out. And me I say, wow, the ignorance is real, you know. And it really offended me to know that my own brother cannot see through. It's not hard. I am not here selling something. I'm talking about an experience. And if you look at photos of me a month ago, you know that I've lost weight. And it's not based on exercise. I've been exercising a very long time and I still do look bloated. Look at me a
and
month
25
ago.
pounds
Yes,
so fast?
exactly. Look at me a month ago and look at me now. I went through something. So I'm not here trying to sell nothing. I'm telling you, this thing is real and you need to be careful, especially my brothers them in the industry where smoke and drink so much, just like me who used to smoke and drink so much. Yo, although we enjoy it, this is not the time for it. We have to stop.
And that's on Skatta, and he has more to say about what he's felt like since he stopped doing that.
Yeah.
And I so appreciate the fact that you're here, Skatta. We're going to take the break. But one thing he said to me that really resonated with me is that the people who have influence must use it positively. And a lot of us as influencers, and I say us loosely, right? Sometimes we propagate misinformation.
A whole lot.
And it is incumbent on us to correct it. And that's why he's here. So we talk more about his journey with COVID, and we'll link him with a doctor who had COVID himself, so Skatta can ask some questions about the vaccine, which you may have as well. So we'll come back with more on Simso Sessions after this. Welcome back to the show, everybody. We're here with Skatta, who's talking to us about his battle with COVID. We're getting into it. Day one, day two, you feel fluish. Day three, now you're saying, no, man.
You know, by day 3, I was getting majority of the symptoms. The temperature, the joint pains, as I said before, and I started losing taste. My appetite totally disappeared, and smell, you know, and then I just was kind of losing touch of who I am. For instance, I used to love stay home. I loved staying in bed, relaxing, but I couldn't relax. But at the same time, I felt so tired. I have to sit down. So it's like you're not in a good place no matter what. You're not in a comfortable place, and you wonder how people stay in hospital beds who are like terminally ill or even going through COVID situation. How do they do it? Because I can't lay down in this comfortable bed and feel good, you know? And it's just crazy how it take over my entire body.
You said your temperature got so bad you were hallucinating.
Yes. I woke up at times and I did not know what's going on with me. Like, I wonder if I even have a heart in my chest. Like, I look over the table to see my heart. It does some weird things to you. And that's why you have to wonder why people go through this and don't come forward and talk. It is extremely different for those who don't get any symptoms. You should be greatly happy and feel, you know, but for those who do, you need to come up and talk because you don't want people pay for learn. People need for exercise caution. And especially if they know they're living certain lifestyle, they need to take extra care, you know? So it wasn't a beautiful day 3. Day 4, I must tell you, like, I tried walking, I had to leave my room. I couldn't stay. And by day 2, my girlfriend already breaking all the rules. She's not masking up to come to take care of me. She's just there hugging me. And she just never have a care in the world. So by day 4, I was trying to walk downstairs. I made it to the kitchen, pour myself some water with lime and try to drink it. And I was walking up back the stairs and I had to sit halfway because I was out of breath. And these are stairs I run up and down every single day with ease. and you cannot walk back to the bedroom. You can't use, like the phone is over there, you want the phone and you can't reach for it because, you know, me is an avid user of the phone. I always up on the phone, and can't touch the phone. So I was in a huge dilemma, you know. So it was just crazy, the amount of things that I took for granted that I'm unable to do and accomplish, you know, based on this COVID that I thought was nothing. Could I overcome this? So I have to understand the strain being placed on society and people, what they need to do and abide by the rules, because those who go through it, they know, and you abide by the rules after. These rules are nothing for me now. I gladly behave myself. Like a little child, I'm well behaved.
Put on your mask and your
yes,
social distance.
but a lot of people out there are running up and down and they're cursing and they're whatever, but if you don't adhere to the rules, then the time I go come. And you don't want to look stupid because he was mouthing off. And a lot of them, they are feeling stupid because they've caught the disease and they're remaining silent.
Well, we're talking to Giovanni about the stigma.
Yes.
Which is what you went through when you went live,
yes,
right?
Yes.
That's probably why a lot of people are afraid to talk.
Yes, a lot of people have it and they're not talking, and some not talking because they were so adamant against it and whatever, and they were actually leading people down a blind path, so they're not going to come out and talk. And some people are ashamed. People think this thing is something to be ashamed of, like you have to be a special person to catch it. I don't think so. You're supposed to talk because we have a duty as citizens and patriots to this nation to come out and talk about it and help somebody.
You said at one point when you started coughing, you felt
Yes.
like your lungs were...
I had the no breathing, unable to breathe episode quite a lot, but the worst one was I couldn't sleep in the bed anymore, so I went downstairs and I was sleeping in the couch, and my girl, she was up probably like 2 in the morning, and I woke up coughing, and she was just sitting in front of me with a bewildered look on her face because I couldn't breathe and I was gasping for breath, and she froze. She didn't know what to do. She was like, oh my God, like she thought I was gonna die. I thought I was gonna die. So I was just sitting there, can't breathe, I don't know what to do. I was trying to, not to panic and so forth, because I know when you panic, it make it worse. So I get up, I'm sit down straight, and I have to just take in ounces of breath and let it out, and ounces of breath, and I don't know how I find my way through, but I find my way through, and it just changed me, because I've never been that close to that. I don't know how people who have asthma feel. I don't want it. I don't want no part of it. I don't want nobody telling me that this is not real, you know? Because I think about my son, I think about my family.
You're making me think about my mother, actually, when you speak.
Air is supposed to be free. And you are opening your lungs for air and none not coming in. What's going on right here, you know? This don't make no sense. Air is supposed to be free. And I'm trying to breathe and I cannot breathe. So what am I going to do? I'm going to start turning blue and so forth if I don't calm down and find a way to get little ounces of breath in my lungs. And that's what I did. I sat up, straightened my back, and I took my time, and I managed to pass that episode. And it came around quite a few other times, but what I do is, because it caught me in my sleep, so I was coughing uncontrollably in my sleep. I hope it don't catch me in my sleep again. That's what I hope for, and it really didn't. So when I did cough and I get that type of symptoms, I understand that I have to relax and know that the shorter break is going to come on.
What goes through the mind of a man who thinks he's going to die?
You become selfless. You started to think about the people who you care about. That's the first thing. And what preparations did I make for these people? I'm in the middle of trying to create generational wealth, not for me, for people who come after me, the ones I care about. I've made a lot of investment, but they have not manifested as yet, you know? My business affairs is not fully in order, but it's a process. I'm in the middle of work. I'm working very hard to get these things done, to put this in place. I work very hard. I'm very busy on a daily basis. So I know I mean a lot to a lot of people. I own a business, and I work with a recording company, and there are artists working, waiting for me to put measures in place for them career. I have a child, you know. I have somebody I love. You know, there's so many things. And you started to think about what is going to happen when I depart from this earth, how these people are going to survive. You know? You get very selfless because I think I've lived a great life. I've done a whole lot of things. I've made a lot of mistakes. And I'm grateful to be here now. I think I'm on bonus time. Yeah. So I appreciate it. So
Bonus time.
yes, I am. I mean, Bob Marley died at 37, and look what him accomplished. You know, so I don't think I accomplished enough yet. So I try to go hard.
So the Skatta who is sitting here now,
Yes.
would you ever want to go through that again?
Never. And, you know, I've struggled a lot in my life coming up. My whole life has been live and learn from your mistakes and pay for learn because, I mean, you don't grow up in a household with a mother and a father. So you have to bring up yourself. You have to go out there in the streets and make mistakes and struggles and the stuff that I know now. If I had someone to tell me that at a young age, to mentor me and so forth, I would make these mistakes. So when you go through something like COVID, this is a new experience. I'm learning something altogether again. When is this going to stop, you know? Life is something you every day get up, you learn, you live and you learn, and you have to take the challenges and meet them and overcome them. And COVID was just a big challenge that you just have to step up, not give up, and fight through it.
What's the lesson from COVID?
My main lesson is appreciate every day. Don't live it like it's the last, but you have to appreciate it and live it to its fullest. Appreciate your family. Appreciate your co-workers, because they're your family. You spend more time with your co-workers than your family. So when I go in the office these days and I can laugh with Carla, Joe, Bob, Rolex, anybody, it's just something different.
But they're telling you you're a different person.
They are.
Told you you're a
Every
different person.
single day, especially Joe, he says something is very different about you because I lost a lot of weight with COVID, but I've stopped drinking, I've stopped smoking, and I get a new lease on life. I'm more appreciative of it. So this is a new lease on life for me. You know, COVID is a blessing for me. It's a curse, but it's a blessing for me. I have to look at the positive aspect of it. What can I take away from this that's going to impact my life on a positive level? Listen, dude, you have to take better care of yourself.
Okay.
Number one.
That's one. And then there's the listen and learn aspect. So we spoke about the vaccine.
Yes.
Is it fair to say you were strongly anti-vax before?
No.
Hold it. Let's take the break when we come back.
Yes.
You're going to tell me how you feel about the vaccine.
Yes, definitely.
You know how I feel about the vaccine.
Yeah.
But I'm going to allow you to put your questions to Dr. Rattray, Garth Rattray, who's going to join us on the other side to answer some of Skatta's questions. And we're going to talk about how he feels about the vaccine now, because it seems to me his views have softened a little bit since COVID. We're coming right back with more. Happy you stayed with us tonight as we continue our discussion with Skatta. Picking up, were you anti-vax? Are you anti-vax?
I don't think I'm anti-vax. Because there is vaccine that has made positive impact on society and the entire world. There have been serious plagues and stuff that I wasn't around. I wasn't living at the time, and we've seen where it has helped. So to be anti-vax, it don't make no sense. I think you need to educate yourself on what vaccine are you going to oppose. So I wasn't anti-vax. I was not opposed to it, but I wasn't looking forward to it neither.
Or pro-vax either?
No, I wasn't pro. Thank you. So I must say I was really in the middle from then until probably now, who I'm saying I need to get vaccinated. But luckily I have a little time on my hands because I cannot get vaccinated now.
Right. Your doctor has told you that you'd have to wait.
Probably 5 to 6 months.
Which actually speaks to how ill you were, you know.
Yeah.
Because usually they tell you within 3 months.
Yes. You know.
So you're open.
Of
but
course.
You have some questions.
Listen, I have been everything. I have been against this and outspoken on this topic and so forth. But if you're going to be stuck at those stages, it means you're not growing. Mm-hmm. There was a time if I was on this program, I would be like burning out a lot of stuff. But fortunately, I understand growth and transition, and you have to learn and acknowledge your mistakes and empower yourself to be a better person. Right?
Let's do it then.
Yeah.
Dr. Rattray, Dr. Garth Rattray joins us now. Skatta says he has some questions so that he can know, even after his 6 months are over, he can feel, a little more secure in taking the decision to take the vaccine. So Dr. Rattray, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. We know you had your own bout of COVID, so we're really happy to see you. Hoping all is well.
More or less.
What does that mean, Doc?
Well, there's this thing they call long COVID that some of us get. Well, I have a problem with it, with memory and fatigue and things. But it's minor compared to what some people get. So I'll say more or less.
Wow. Okay. So you're ready to answer Skatta's questions?
I'll try my very best.
And Skatta, by the way, is representative of a wide cross-section of Jamaicans who are watching tonight. So floor is yours, Mr. Burrell.
Hey, Doc, what's up, man?
Yes, Skatta boss.
All right. Well, my first question, is COVID a cure? The treatments, is the vaccines, are they a cure or a treatment? Because a lot of people I've seen thinking that once they take the vaccine, they're free and they're okay. And then when they hear of people getting COVID who have been fully vaccinated, it's like, see it there, we're telling us it's not good, So is it a cure or a treatment?
Okay, so it's neither a cure nor a treatment. What the vaccine does, what any vaccine does, is let your body produce antibodies to cure or treat something. But the vaccine themselves, they don't really cure or treat anything. As you know, vaccines alert your immune system to make antibodies. So they work. Our disappointment is that it doesn't stop infection or stop it being transmitted somewhere else. But what it does is if you were vaccinated, for instance, you would be that sick for sure.
Yeah.
It's a very, 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 very small percent of people who might get as sick as you did if you're fully vaccinated. I'm not saying that out there. So when the vaccines came, I was certainly hurried to get it because with my long list of comorbidities and age, men do worse than women and so on and so forth.
Yes,
you want to be covered. So they cover you against getting severely ill, meaning as ill as you, which is moderately ill, or hospitalization.
There's a lot of internet doctors right now online. So let's just rest this now. No conspiracy theories. You're the doctor. I'm sure you have invested a lot of years to be where you're at in order to give this information out. Is there any agenda by the governments in the wider world, including Andrew Holness and his cabinet? Is there an agenda that they're aligned to where they're putting this vaccine in people's faces and that there's some bigger plan, or is it geared towards just getting rid of this virus? We want to put that to rest, and I'm speaking to you as a professional. You took an oath as a doctor, sir, just like the lawyer and the police, so I need your honest answer right now. Is there an agenda by the government?
No, absolutely none by any government in the world. Not Mr. Holness or wherever in the world, nothing like that.
So if I take this vaccine and there is an agenda in the future, hypothetically speaking, can I come and search for you and find you? I mean, we need to know because people really think that there's something afoot, So we want to put it to rest.
I want to tell you something, first of all. Back in 2002, they had a SARS and a SARS-1.
Yes.
And that the vaccine being prepared from that time, from way back in 2002. They started to make the vaccine.
Because the SARS is a form of flu as COVID as well, you say?
Well, it's respiratory virus, SARS-1.
Yeah.
Thing is that one was more deadly than ours. That was about 12% fatality rate. That was like 2 to 4. But it didn't get very far because when you got it, you got sick quickly. So people knew you were sick. You didn't sneak around and people were walking around with no symptoms, giving it to other people. It didn't do that.
Yes.
It went away. Then in 2013, you had MERS, which was very fatal, a fatality of nearly 40%. Now, that's serious. And thank God it was the same kind of thing in that if you got it, everybody knew you had it quickly. It didn't get very far. And the vaccine was again made. Better put it, everything went away, they stopped. So when this thing came up now, they took those off the shelf and they tweaked it for this particular virus. The same family coming forward. So it's not all that new. It's not new really. It's not a new tech, but it's been around coming up from 2002 till now. It's not really as novel as people think it is.
Yes.
No agenda, sir. No, what do you call it? No chips, no tracking.
Yeah.
Nothing. just a vaccine. That's what it is.
That's what I wanted to ask him, Dr. Rattrick. We have another segment to go to, but what scares you about the vaccine, Skatta?
Long-term effects.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there any long-term effects? Will I be able to make love to my woman in 5 years?
How did I know you were going to ask that question,
That's the number one question on every man's
But
mind.
it's true, a lot of people have that question, Doc. So can you answer that one before you go?
Sure. There is nothing like that. Nothing infertility or people who can't have intercourse or nothing. That's absolute, total, complete rubbish.
Oh, thank you. Okay. I'm ready for the vaccination then.
I mean,
let's go, bring it on.
Was it really that easy all the time?
Oh man, this was, I think half of Jamaica already know. We don't have a problem. Yeah.
Okay.
Doc, I'm gonna give Skatta your number. I mean, you have your doctor, but if you have any other questions,
of course.
I'm sure Dr. Rattrick is willing to answer. We appreciate you stopping in, Doc.
You,
we wish you all the best. Hope you feel better.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Yeah, long COVID is a real thing to man. People get over it and think all is well. And anyway, Skatta, you've been able to make it. You've had a good support system.
Yeah, very.
And some of the people who are very scared to see you sick want you to know something because you're here with us.
Okay.
So let's run it, Laurie.
Cordel Skatta Burrell. You are the definition of a boss. You go above and beyond for your friends, for your family, for your team. You show up when it matters. Yes, you go missing sometimes with the phone calls, but we know you and it's okay. You're a boss entrepreneur, boss songwriter, boss producer, everything you touch, you just boss it all the way up.
You see, all we do as a young producer coming up until now, continue to do it. Because it's when you maintain focus, you can achieve any and everything you want to do. You understand me?
I thank you to be the most kind-hearted person to me, not just me, but for everyone. And I want to tell you, I'm not going to wait till things happen for me to step on. Oh, Skatta was a good person. No, I'm telling you now that I love you and I appreciate you and continue to be the nice person you is.
Yes, Skatta, great youth. It's a joy to move around the eye, move over the ears. You show I enough love, can't complain.
I love you. Me love you. You are a very genuine person and a genuine friend. You are so selfless and so kind. A hard worker and a honest man. So I'm just going to say, big up yourself, Skatta. You is a real life general.
You is a general. You know why? Because you are such a good person, first and foremost. Your heart is so pure, you're so selfless. You're one of the most generous persons that I know. So I just want you to know how much I love you and appreciate you, and how much I am grateful to know someone like you. Thank you for being who you are.
You have taught me a lot, isn't it? Showed me a lot as well. Still I learn same way as you, but you don't know the respect and the love endless. I will give thanks to you, I will give thanks for the guidance, I will give thanks for the train of thought as well, because you wouldn't even imagine just some simple opportunities make a world of difference to some people, and I am one of those persons, isn't it? And we appreciate you.
I just want to thank you for all the great work you've done and the friendship that we have and the journey that we're on. Can you imagine you and I on the slow boat to China? We had a big boat and we got a lot of things to accomplish. I just want to thank you. Big up.
You're more than a friend, you're like my family, you're like my brother. And you know, I tell you every day, and I tell you again, I appreciate you, I respect you to the max. You're my general. Brother, I can't stop telling you how much we rate you. So you don't know in the Skatta, art and love, you know. And it come from a special place, you don't know. Really respect, brother.
Hey, Uncle, we love you.
We're wishing for you a safe and complete recovery.
You'll be alright, Skatta. We love you.
We do.
I couldn't let the night pass without saying, I love you. I'm glad you're still here. Stay strong, take care of yourself. I can't wait to see you, to give you the biggest hug ever. And remember, this is from your favorite sister, okay? Bye.
Hi, Cordel. So many may see the music producer and the entertainment that comes with it. But for me, it is that brotherly love and that kindness that you're always giving back to young people and people in general. Your intentions were always philanthropic rather than commercial. And on this day, Cordel,
we celebrate you. Thank you for being a pure soul. Cheers to good life and good health.
I'm just calling you to congratulate you on recovering from COVID. When I heard that thing come at you, I began to talk to my God. Because Cordel, I love you a lot. I love all my children. So keep trusting God, because He's going to see you through in every way. You're here for a purpose. And allow the Lord to work His purpose out on you. Keep safe and keep your sons safe. Remember, I love you.
And today I just want to speak up my friend, Skatta Burrell. You don't know, me and him always a war. I don't really like him like that, but you don't know. You don't want to wait till somebody gone to tell them how you appreciate them and how good they are and all of the nice something there. But I just want to take time out and big you up, Skatta. Just want to make you know that I appreciate you as a friend. I don't know. A friend in need is a friend in need, but the war between me and you can't over. But just want to make you know, Jed. Know what you do. Where you pass Sim Soul Station. You Bex. Rise dirty banger. Rise dirty banger. Oh, the Bex.
We love you so much.
You know you are for a boy. I love you, loads.
Love you, my bro.
Big up yourself, my friend.
And we'll always be praying for you. Have a blessed day.
But you're not gonna stop praying.
Yo, can't put on my shades because my eye them come like sun of brain, you know, some eye water all of a sudden. I don't know why. AC blowing too much.
It's the AC does that to a lot of people on the show.
Wow. You know what? A lot of people do not get the opportunity to witness a type of love and gratitude. Most of the time it's at a graveside.
That's what the show is about. You need your flowers while you're here, Skatta.
So I can't tell you how much I appreciate this, to see all of these people I care so much about just spilling their guts, you know.
Life nicey? It's good to be here, don't it?
I mean, we need to just brush off the negativity.
Yeah.
I mean, the Prime Minister don't have all the answers, you know? And we have to, you know, I have to respect any leader who see the nation rising up against him and still holding strong and firm.
Who's this guy?
Yeah, because you really and truly, you do not learn something in life. Don't run with the masses, you know? Don't run with the masses. When the masses running in one direction, you need to stop. Don't run the other way, but stop. Because if you're running with the masses, you're not thinking for yourself.
Aha!
You know?
One bit of very sage advice, and he has more when we come back to wrap it up, specifically for his industry colleagues.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Did breeze still blowing in your eye?
What? Yes, I still feel it.
We're wrapping up with Skatta. I want to look in your eye when I say this, though, so take off your glasses. So you say COVID has given you a new lease on life, a new perspective on life. And you told me that you feel rejuvenated now because for the first time in a long time, your mind is clear because you are no longer under the influence.
Yeah. In my industry, some of the time to tap into an alter ego or another persona, it works better when you're kind of under the influence, you know? So we have our drinks and we do smoke. I smoke a lot. And I learned most recently that COVID attacks the inflamed aspects of the body. So being someone that smoked a lot, I know it would I realized it affected my lungs. And the drinking, of course, with diabetes and so forth. But I'm not diabetic, but I did drink a lot. So, coming out of COVID, and I realized that these habits played a role into what I went through, I had to stop. So it's been, what, probably 7 weeks or so since I've had a drink. Probably 8 weeks since I've had a drink or smoked. And I must tell you, I think I'm going to continue. It feels good. This person that I am now, I like it. Every day I get up, I feel stronger. I look forward to starting my day, getting stuff done. I get a lot more done. My mind is clicking. I am appreciative of everything. And, you know, and people around me proud of me. You know, you're not drinking so much. You're not drinking, you're not smoking. And I like this feeling. I get a new lease on life. I lose weight. So I have to take something positive from this. I'm not going to make COVID come and mash me up and then I have nothing positive to hold on to. New lease on life, man. You know? I mean, a lot of my friends in the industry, co-workers, they smoke and they drink, and I get the temptations, but I brush it off very easily. And I want to convey this message to them that, listen, now is not the time for that, you know? We enjoy with alcohol and with smoking, but we're going through a very serious pandemic. And you're going to make it harder for yourself if you get afflicted by this. So prepare, and part of preparing yourself is letting go of these habits, because when we smoke, and when we drink, So you need to detox and prepare your body. So if this thing does happen to you, you stand a better chance, you know? Now is the time for self-care, self-love, self-care. I mean, we're stressed out a lot, but taking the drinking and the smoking route fine is going to make it worse.
So you're committed to keeping your body clean.
Yeah, listen.
For this time.
Imagine.
And you're open to getting the vaccine. I mean, this program was a win-win.
I mean, listen, I am not caught between a rock and a hard place, being someone from the street, from the dancehall reggae community, who is trying to elevate themselves but still trying to have 1 foot here and 1 foot over there. No, I am trying to be me, walk my path. And if the entire Jamaica don't like my feet, I don't care.
So that's my next question.
Yeah.
The criticism you're going to get out of this show, out of having said, urging them if you stop the smoking and detox your body, or, you know, I'm willing to not get COVID again by getting... Some people are going to say, well, Skatta, sell out.
Well, I've not begun to sell anything as yet, but one thing is for sure, what I know I'm going to get from this is respect, and that comes first. You do not get respect by just coming on here and just running with the narrative. If you can't speak your honest truth, knowing that you're going to offend people, you're not a man, as far as I'm concerned. And if it's one thing you have to teach your kids them is how to deal with peer pressure in life. And we're all adults. I am not going to submit to peer pressure from people just like myself. We're all in this thing together, and we do not know all the answers. So anybody jump up and beat them chest like them know what's going on, you are wrong. So listen, speak your truth, be honest with yourself. And, you know, come on, you're respecting anything, man. Don't lose your respect.
Yeah. I'm really glad you're still here.
I appreciate being here, and you told me your mother's story, and she's just one of the many victims, you know, and the fact that you and your family had to stand by and watch that happen. These things are happening in many households right now. A lot of people going through that right now. So we have to be conscious of that. A lot of people are hurting. While we can deny COVID and curse at the restrictions and so forth, people are hurting. They're losing loved ones, you know. Mothers are dying, leave kids. I read this morning a mother died, leave 4 kids, and one of them is like 6 months old. You know, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So this is very serious.
So we all need to do what we have to do to protect ourselves and to protect each other.
Yeah.
So you, not that you never had it before, but you've earned a greater level of respect.
Thank you. And I'm vulnerable. I still can catch it again. So the safety measures still goes on and even gets very tight. I heard the gentleman prior to me say, I have to be very careful who goes around. I have to be careful.
But he has an extra layer of protection because he's
vaccine.
So. Yeah. All right, folks. Skatta, like I certainly have never seen him before. I'm really, really thankful that you came here. And in true Skatta form, you never hold nothing back. Yeah. So now we just have to put a lid on it with our affirmation. So let's go. Ah, boy, I never know where to go for this one tonight. I must tell you the truth. Because I don't want to get into a situation where people say I'm being this or I'm being that. So here's where I landed. Right now, at this point in time, we don't need any more signs of how tenuous life is and how much we should treasure it. I mean, we've always said that tomorrow is not promised. But for many of us, that has been hitting home in such a significant way because of what we are all going through. Many did not have a chance to make it through this unprecedented time. So for those of us who have, what will we do differently? What or who has this time taught you to appreciate that you didn't before? What or who are you taking for granted that you'd give anything now to have or to be able to do? Every day is a gift. What will you give to it? Live intentionally, learn willfully, love unconditionally. And batten down, folks. Take the precautions to ride this thing out. We are all waiting on the calm, but the storm has to pass with all its gusts. So how will these winds of change you? Maybe one way is a change of mind, because that can actually change your life. So tonight we are affirming, in the darkest of moments, I choose to find and focus on the light. That is it for our show for this evening, leaving you with the soul food, thanking Skatta once again, and thanking you for joining us in this safe space. We will be back here next week with another amazing story of the power of the human spirit. Until then, every blessing, and remember to count your blessings. Good night.